Hi, I'm Lauren, welcome to Pilates. This session is an hour long, suitable for all levels. It doesn't matter if you've done it before or not. I'm going to take you through and give you options throughout. So don't worry if you've never done it or if you've done loads of Pilates before, doesn't matter. Okay, let's get going. So we're going to start back by thinking about our alignment. So I want you to find your hip bones, then draw a line all the way down to the floor, and that's where your feet should be. So they're about hip distance apart, feet facing forwards. Just make sure they're not turning out or in, and then making sure that the knees naturally bend over the middle of the feet, not knocking together or pushing out to the side too much. So you can keep a soft bend in the knee throughout. Then we're going to bring the hands up to the ribcage, and I just want you to focus on your breath for a few minutes. So you're going to breathe in through the nose as deeply as you can. Feel the ribcage expand sideways. And then as you breathe out through your mouth, you should feel your hands get a little bit closer together. So this is lateral thoracic breathing, and it basically means that we're breathing sideways into the ribcage instead of up and down in the shoulders. So think about drawing the shoulder blades down your spine and keeping them there. Last one here. And then allow the hands to drop back down by the sides. Keep that deep breath going, and this time as you breathe in, the shoulders are going to come all the way up, and as you breathe out, we're going to circle back and down. Start to make it a little bit bigger by lifting the elbows up, getting more rotation into the shoulders. Okay, the last one. And then you're going to bring your hands up to your shoulders, take your elbows out, and you're going to circle both shoulders back here. Bring it forwards. And then come back to the middle. Now you're going to take one arm backwards and then the other one forwards. Try and do it at the same time. And then stop in the middle again, take the other arm backwards. And then see if you can bring the other arm forwards. Work on that coordination. Last one. Back to the middle. This time you're going to bring one arm all the way up and then circle it backwards and allow a little twist in the upper body. You can switch sides each time. So your lower body should stay facing forwards, and we allow that twist to happen just from the waist up. Last one. And then sticking with the twist, this time you bring your hands to prayer into the sternum, get the elbows out nice and wide, take a deep breath in to prepare into neutral position, and then as you breathe out, we're going to start by turning the head, and then in the upper body follow into a twist. Breathe in to come back to the middle, and then breathe out to go the other way. So it's just a small twist, not trying to force anything. Listen to your body and only go as far as you feel comfortable. So again, the lower body stays completely still, hip bones shining forwards the whole time. next option, you can stack the wrists, bring them in front of you, and then take the twist in this position. And we should just get a little bit further. You're going to bring the arms out to the sides. Make sure you can see your fingertips. If you just wiggle your fingers, you should be able to see them at the corner of your eyes. So they're about shoulder height, a little bit lower, and they're slightly in front of you. And then you're just going to take the exact same movement of that twist with the arms in this position. So the angle of the arms shouldn't change the whole time. And we should get a little bit more rotation again. Think about sliding the shoulder blades down the spine all the time. Last one. And back to the middle, float the arms back and down. From here, you can take a deep breath in again. As you breathe out, you're going to lead with the head and then come over into a side bend. Breathe in to come back up, and then breathe out to go the other way. So we've got equal weight on both feet. Try not to rock side to side, it's just the upper body moving. And then start to make it bigger, so look down towards that side. Let the opposite hand draw up the side of the rib cage. Start to test the balance as well. So once you're in that side bend, reach the arm and slide the foot out. So make sure we get the side bend first, and then extend. So you should feel a stretch on one side of your body, and then you should feel the other side contract as you lift back up. And then if you want to test the balance a little bit more, you can start to bring that foot off the floor. Last time. And back to the middle again, reset that posture. Now making sure the feet stay still facing forwards, we are just going to tip and tilt the pelvis. So nothing else moves, we're just isolating the lower part of the spine. Think about leading with your tailbone right at the base of the spine. And just seeing how much movement you can get there. So it'll be different for everyone. Some people will find it easier than others. You can put your hands on your hip bones to feel that movement happening. And then I want you to gradually make that movement smaller. And then settle somewhere in the middle. So you want to keep that neutral pelvis position. From there, we're going to take another deep breath in, and then as you breathe out, you're going to sink down into your heels, and then stand back up. So you should be able to lift your toes off the floor as you sit back. Let the arms float up to shoulder height. Breathe out to sit down. Breathe in to stand up again. So the chest and the upper body stays upright. Shoulders stay open. Think about again drawing the shoulder blades down the spine. This time we're going to add in at the top. So as you straighten up, you're then going to rise up on your toes and circle the arms around. So we sink into the squat and then rise up on the toes. Nice big circle with those arms. One more. And back to neutral. Now let's just warm up those feet a little bit more. So you lift one heel off the floor and then the other one. So we're making sure the knees come over the middle of the foot. And we're not rocking side to side too much. So your hips should stay on the same level. When you're ready, we're going to add in opposite arm. So it's just floating up to shoulder height, not too high, just to get that coordination going. Next level, you can start to come up onto both toes and then sink one heel down. So getting more strength through the ankles, testing the balance. And you should feel your core start to switch on a little bit more as well. Good, last one. Everything back down. Now you're going to sink into that squat again. Just stay here. Check your knees are right over the middle of your feet, they're not knocking inwards. Keep the arms up in front of the shoulders, weight in your heels, and then you're going to add it in again. So lifting one heel and then the other one, but we're staying nice and low in this squat position. From there, we're going to add opposite arm again. So just like we were doing, but we're just in a little squat as well. And 1. Good, stand up, give the legs a shake. Now similar movement again, but we're going to take it up a level. So instead of being in the squat, I'm going to focus on the balance a little bit more. So you're going to lift the knee up to hip height this time, and then put it back down. So start to warm up those hips. See how much mobility we've got there, and test the balance. So we don't want to go too fast, we're not marching. We want to test the balance. So slow it down a bit now. Hold at the top before you put it down. So we're still using the opposite arm. Make sure the pelvis isn't moving from that neutral position as you bring the knee up. Level, we bring it up, we take everything out to the side, making sure the hip bones are facing forward. So what we're not doing is twisting the whole body, just the leg opens, come back to the middle and down, changing legs each time. So we're taking the arm and the leg roughly the same distance. Now we start to make it bigger, so you're going to circle backwards if you can. So So again, working on the balance a little bit more and the coordination. And then without thinking too much, you're going to reverse that movement. So think, going out to the side and over the top. So working the brain as well as the body. And then, if you're feeling really up for it, try and put them together. So you go one backwards and then one forwards. Don't worry if you don't get this the first time. Usually takes people a while. This is your homework. You can't quite do it yet. I want you to practice every day until you can. And then from there, the leg that was going forwards is now going to go backwards and vice versa. Last one. Good, shake it out. Okay, so if you're on a mat, you might want to move it to the side for this bit because it can get crumpled up. So it's easier if you're on a smooth surface. So hands on your hips, bend the knees slightly, take one leg straight out in front of you, and then we're going to draw a semicircle. So only the tip of the big toe should be on the floor. And we're trying to make this leg as long as you can and keeping this one nice and bent. So we're thinking about that neutral pelvis, that's not moving. Core should be switched on. Think about drawing the ribs down towards the hips, closing that gap to create that core stability. And then when you're comfortable with that, if you want to, you can lift your toe off the floor slightly, just to challenge yourself a little bit more. Last one. And shake that leg out. The one that you were just standing on, pop that one behind, reach up with the same arm, and then tip over to the side, push that hip out, and feel that stretch down the side. And release. And then you're going to stand on the other leg, we do it again. So, soft knee, straight leg, hands on your hips, and then draw that semicircle. So making that leg as long as you can. And then whenever you're ready, you can lift that toe off the floor. So try and keep it the same height all the way around. Two more. Good, shake it out, and then the leg you were standing on, cross it over, reach up, tip over towards the side, stretch it out. And release. Okay, so we're back to our neutral position, heels underneath our hips. We're going to roll the shoulders back, lift up as tall as you can, taking a deep breath in. As you breathe out, I'm going to tuck the chin in and come into a roll down. So shoulders come forwards, and then one vertebrae at a time, with as much articulation in the spine as you can.
Take a deep breath in when you get to the bottom of your movement, and then roll back up as you breathe out.
When you get to the top, roll the shoulders, reset the posture, breathe in, breathe out to go again. Keep the chin tucked in, all the way down. Let the arms just hang from the shoulders.
Breath in the bottom before you breathe out to come back up.
And again. So the more we do, the further down we should be able to get as the spine starts to warm up. You can keep your knees straight or you can keep a slight bend in them, it's totally up to you. Last one. And then this time I'm going to add in at the bottom. So if you come to the end of your mat so that you can space in front of you, this time you're going to walk our hands out into a plank position. So same preparation, standing up nice and tall, breathe in, roll the shoulders back, and then start to tuck the chin and roll forward as you breathe out. So still take your time with the roll down. When you get to the bottom, you're going to bend your knees, walk the hands out until the hands are under the shoulders and you're in a straight line. Take one deep breath in here, in through the nose, out through the mouth, and then bend the knees, walk the hands back in, and roll up, one vertebrae at a time. And then deep breath in, reset at the top, ready to go again. So this time, we're going to hold that plank for 2 breaths at the bottom, and we're going to keep adding on. So don't worry if you're going at the same speed as me, or quicker or slower. Take it at your own speed. Each time we're going to add a breath to that plank. So this time it's 3 breaths, and we're going to go all the way up to 5. So if you need to, as the planks get longer, you can put your knees down, just to make sure that we're still in a nice straight line. Keep the chin tucked in as you come back up. 2 more, this is 4 breaths. And then last one, we have 5 breaths. And this time when you're finished, you're going to stay down on the mat. So as soon as you're finished, pop the knees down, sink the heels back, and just relax with your head on the floor. Take your hands over to one side, feel the stretch across your back. And then to the other side. And then back to the middle. And then when you're ready, we're going to make our way up to hands and knees. So knees underneath the hips, hands under the shoulders, and we shove equal weight between the hands and the knees. From there, belly button in towards the spine, and then start to round up through the middle of your back.
Drop the head and tap the pelvis.
Then we're going to release back through neutral, so find that flat back. And then if it feels okay for you, you can come into an extension, lifting the tailbone, the chest and the head. And then back to neutral and into your cat stretch again. So you're just going to move gently through those two positions in your own time, using your breath. One more time. And then settle back into that neutral position. So when you keep the chin tucked in, so you're looking just towards the end of your mat, and we still got equal weight between all 4 points. And we want the pelvis to be in neutral as well, so make sure you're not tucked in or tilted back. We want that nice neutral position. Core should be engaged, so think about pulling the belly button into the spine, keeping that engagement throughout. Now take a deep breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, you'll slide one foot along the floor until the leg is straight, and breathe in to bring it back underneath the hip. We're going to change sides each time. Very little movement side to side, if any at all. So you want to think about transferring weight seamlessly between your legs. Once you're happy with that, we're going to add in the opposite arm. So keeping everything on the floor still, but we're just going to challenge ourselves by taking another point off. So you want to really think about maintaining that neutral spine, keeping the chin tucked in, and seamlessly transferring the weight from one side to the other. Next option, if you want it, once you've slid out, you're going to reach up, extend, touch the floor, and then slide back in. So you want to gently squeeze in that glute to lift the leg, not too high, so aim for a parallel line between your arms and legs and the floor. Last one. And sit back on your heels into child's pose. Stretch your hands forward and rest your head on the floor. Let's just take a shoulder stretch here. So you're going to thread one arm through that gap. Keep the chest down. And change sides. And then we're going to come all the way out onto your stomach. So you're going to relax the lower body, feet are about hip distance. You're going to make a little pillow for your head with your hands. And just start with the head completely relaxed. So you can take a deep breath in to prepare here. And then as you breathe out, you're going to slowly lift the head and shoulders. Keeping the chin tucked in so we're looking down at the hands, so we don't want this to happen to the neck. keep it tucked in. So we've taken a deep breath in at the top, and then we're going to slowly lower back down as you breathe out. Ready to take a deep breath in at the bottom again, and then rise up. Think about sliding the shoulder blades down the spine, and then slowly lowering back down. One more. Now you can stay with that, and the next option, if you want it, is to bring your hands in front of your shoulders to this position. And then you're going to start exactly the same. So you breathe into the bear. As you breathe out, we lift the head up. And then once you can't go any higher and you're not pressing into your hands yet, from there you can then press into the heels of the hands and slowly extend the arms. And then even slower, lower back down. To go again, deep breath in, completely relax the bottom, and then engage everything to come back up. So I want you to think about pulling your belly button away from the mat, so that we keep that core engagement the whole time. One more. And then again, push yourself back into child's pose. Relax here. And then when you're ready, we're going to come out onto one side. So you're going to extend this arm all the way and rest your head on your bicep. We're going to start with the knees bent, so the knees are in front of you and your heels are in line with your hips at the back. So if you are lying on a mat, you can make sure that you're in a straight line by lining yourself up with the back of the mat. So once you've got that bit, you're going to push the top hip away from you and engage the core, engage the waist, so you have a tiny gap underneath you here. We don't ever want to sink into the mat, we want to keep that waist lifted. From here, you're going to squeeze the heels together, squeeze the bottom, and then start to open and close this top leg. So you can either have this top hand on your hip, or if you want extra balance, at any point you can put your hands down on the floor. Now you can stay with that. Or if you want to challenge yourself, you can lift the feet off the floor and do exactly the same thing. So you just have to squeeze everything a little bit harder, as it makes it a little bit more unstable. Two more here. And then relax the feet down. This time you keep your knees connected and lift the toes so the toes are apart. From there, you're going to rotate the legs so that the toes touch, and then rotate so the knees touch. So nothing else is moving, you're just thinking about rotating the leg around in the hip socket. Last one. And relax the leg back down. This time, you're going to keep both knees bent and lift and lower the top leg. So keeping the knees bent. So knees are facing forwards, don't let it rotate open this time. Two more. Now we're going to straighten both legs, so we're in one long line. Make sure we haven't sunk into the mat, still got this gap, and we're still pushing that top hip away. From there, you're going to lift and lower the top leg again, but this time both legs are straight. Two more here. And then you're going to bend that top leg, bring it over, relax the knee on the floor, and then turn this bottom leg out. We're then going to lift and lower the bottom leg. So think about squeezing the very tops of your legs together, leading with the heel, and keeping that leg as straight as you can. So we're trying to lift the whole leg off the floor, not just from the knee down. Two more. And relax. Good job. Now, in your own time, we're going to transfer to the other side. So you can either roll over or swing yourself round. Set yourself up into that first position. So lie all the way down with this arm. Bend knees, heels in line with your hips at the back. Push that top hip away and engage the core so we get that little gap. From there, squeeze the heels, squeeze the bottom, and open and close the top leg. Next option, if you want it, lift the heels up, carry on with that climb. So you can imagine you've got a resistance band around your thighs. Create that resistance for yourself. Last one. And relax the feet down. Keeping the knees together, you're going to lift the toe. From there, rotate the leg out, rotate the leg in. Last one. And relax down into our double leg lift. Keeping the knees bent. Still pushing that top hip away. Make sure we haven't sunk into the mat, get that gap back. And relax. Now straighten both legs out, make sure you're in a straight line. From there, push that top hip away again, and lift and lower. Try and think about making the top leg longer than your bottom leg. So imagine someone's got hold of your ankle and they're pulling it away from you to create that length. One more, and relax. Bring that top leg over, readjust, turn the bottom leg out, and then lift and lower. So really think about leading with the heel, squeezing the inside thighs, and lifting a little bit higher each time. 2 more. And then relax, good job. Roll yourself over onto your back. And just hug your knees into your chest to release all of that work. Take a gentle rock side to side if you want to. And then gently float the feet back down to the floor. And think about our alignment again, so feet at hip distance, knees pointing straight up to the ceiling. Don't let them knock together, keep that engagement. And then just going to think about tapping and tilting the pelvis again. So just like we did standing, think about bringing your pubic bone up towards your belly button and then pressing your tailbone away from you into the mat. So keeping it nice and small, keeping the lower back on the floor. Start to make that movement a little bit smaller. And then settle somewhere in the middle. So find that neutral position for you. So we shouldn't be tilted all the way up or tilted all the way away from us. From here, you can take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to lift one knee over the hip. Breathe in to put it down. And then breathe out to lift the other one. So you really want to focus on keeping that pelvis still in that neutral position. Making sure the knees coming up over the hip and the shin should be roughly parallel to the floor. Really try and connect to your breath, go at your own pace. And I want you to imagine the floor is made of really thin ice. So you've got to put that foot down really gently, otherwise it'll break. Next level, you can lift one leg, lift the other leg, put the first one down and the second one down, and really change which leg leads the whole time. So throughout this whole section, I'm going to give you different options. So you can always go back down a level or stick with the level for longer if you want to. Last time. And then next level, we'll start with both knees in the tabletop position this time, so knees are over the hips. And then from there, we tap one toe down, bring it back, and with the other one. So this time you're breathing out to tap down, breathing in to bring it back. Next option, instead of tapping the toe down, you can extend that leg out. So you can either keep it nice and high in the diagonal, or if your hips allow and your pelvis can stay neutral as you do so, you can take it nice and low just off the floor. So you can take a break at any point by hugging your knees into your chest and then picking it back up when you're ready. Final option, you're going to lift the head and shoulders and then you're going to hug the knee that's bent. So the legs are doing the same thing, we're just adding a little bit extra. Making sure the chin is tucked in.
Pelvis still in neutral. Four more. Last one. And hug the knees into the chest and relax the head down. From here, gently rock side to side. Take that round in a circle. And change direction. And back to the middle. You're going to keep one knee hugged in and then straighten the other one out along the mat. Hug it in as tight as you can. And then you start to circle it around in the hip. Make sure you're moving your whole leg, not just your ankle. And change. And back to the middle. Take a deep breath in, and then as you breathe out, you're going to slowly extend the leg up to the ceiling. Make sure you're holding either above or below the knee, not directly behind. And breathe into this stretch. If you'd like to make it deeper, you can flex your foot as well. And then bend to knee. Keep this one bent. You're going to take the opposite hand to the knee. Take this arm out to the side. And then bring that knee across your body. Try and keep both shoulders down, and then turn your head in the opposite direction. And then slowly come back to the middle, extend that leg out on the floor and hug the other knee in. So just holding it nice and close to your chest first. And start to circle it around in the hip joint. And change direction. To the middle, take a deep breath in, and then as you breathe out, slowly extend the leg up to the ceiling. Try and straighten it as much as you can, but also try and keep the leg as close to you as you can. Again, if you want that deeper stretch, flex the foot. Gently come out of that stretch. Take the opposite hand to the knee, bring it across your body, and then extend the opposite arm out and turn your head in the opposite direction. Gently come out of that stretch. Bring both knees back into the chest. Gently rock forwards and back. then slowly bring yourself up to sitting. You're going to come over onto your hands and knees. And then from there, just tuck the toes and lift the hips up to the ceiling as high as you can. Tuck the chin in, lift the sitting bones all the way up. Attempt to straighten the legs as much as you can. Don't worry if they don't quite straighten. From there, you let one heel sink all the way down, bend the opposite knee, and then change. Keep changing legs so you feel that stretch all the way down the back. And then lift the heels up as high as they'll go. And let them sink down as far as they'll go. From there, bend both knees, walk your hands back towards the feet. And keeping the chin tucked in, slowly roll all the way up to standing. From here, you're going to find that neutral position again, so heels under the hips. You're going to take a deep breath in and slowly release, swing forwards, breathe in, back to the top, breathe out, breathe in, twice more. And then just let the arms go, continue to roll the shoulders back. Connect to your breath again, so take a nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. One more time, slide them all the way down as far as you can go. Lift up an extra inch, and then take a deep breath in and out. And again. One more. Bring your hands up to give yourself a clap. Well done guys, thank you for joining me today.